What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again, and today we're sitting on the pitch at Goodison Park. The ball is bigger than John's head. It's splendid. Short video tonight, I think, John. We've been linked with a couple of players. Obviously, we do the rumour mill for a reason. And today we have been linked with former Chelsea centre-forward Tammy Abraham as a replacement for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What do we think?
Personally, I don't think Calvert-Lewin goes anywhere, so I think it's a pointless link, in my opinion. I think Lewin does stay. But listen, Tammy Abraham, I think he's at Roma now. Is he at Roma, or he was at Roma?
Yeah, he's at Roma.
Right in saying that, yeah. He's done well there. Obviously, he's played in the Premier League before. I do think he'd do a job for Everton. I think he'd fit in really, really well, the way Everton play. But I just have a feeling that Calvert-Lewin will sign the contract that is on the table.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you think Calvert-Lewin stays, or do you think that rumour has got legs?
No, I think Calvert-Lewin will stay. What are you sitting on today? You're like so much taller. I don't know what's going on, but you're usually short arse, and today you've grown a few inches. You've got no head.
I'm sitting on the same thing I always sit on. How does that look?
Oh, better. Yeah, better.
The phone was too close to me.
There you go. You see, everyone, we're trying to get this absolutely spot on for you people. Yeah, I think Calvert-Lewin stays. And I also think Everton would offer him a 2 or 3 year deal on more money to keep him, because I don't see why they'd go and spend £35 million on another striker when Calvert-Lewin is there, he is available, and on his day, he's a very good striker. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Tammy Abraham, all right, I think he's a good striker, obviously, but I wouldn't go and spend £35 million for no reason.
No, yeah. Well, we've got a centre forward there who, in my opinion, finished the season strong. We seem to have his fitness issues sorted now, which is credit to Dyche. And Dyche come out and said that, you know, there was times where he did be tempted to throw him in earlier, but he looked at what previous managers had done and we brought him back a bit quick, and you know, he wasn't fully fit. I think Dyche, I've said this before, managed Calvert-Lewin's injuries really, really well in last season.
Yeah, I agree. And we've also been linked with another striker, John, Broja from Chelsea again, and this broke quite hard last night, to the point where I think a lot of people actually thought this was happening, but it come out quite quickly this morning saying that essentially it's a bit quick, a bit forward thinking, that Everton are actually in advanced talks to sign Broja. Again, a player that we saw at Southampton a few years ago, looked a very good striker, looked quick, looked like he could play off the 9 or off a 10 or off 11, depending on anywhere across the front. But again, like we've sort of reiterated all transfer windows so far, I don't think Everton sign anyone until our ownership is sorted.
Well, I don't think we signed someone for £35 million, as you quite rightly say, until the ownership is sorted. I mean, at the minute, Everton can't spend 30p, never mind 30 million quid. Again, we're being linked with Broja on the strength of Calvert-Lewin not signing his contract. Out the three of them, Broja, Tammy Abraham and Calvert-Lewin, for me, I prefer Calvert-Lewin to stay all day than sign one of the other two players we've been linked with. Beasley from the Echo, a reporter who works for the Echo, was quite quick to shoot the Broja link down and said there was no truth in it. So listen, I take that. I'd like Calvert-Lewin to stay. Listen, people are probably going to listen to this video and watch this video thinking, well, you're being a bit two-faced there, John, because I've been very critical of Calvert-Lewin. But I think the end of the season they had was strong. He was fit. He was putting himself about. He looked up to game speed. He was getting there towards the end of the season. If we can keep Calvert-Lewin like that, you know, he was fantastic in the Derby game. We can keep him on that level of fitness and get them level of performances out of him. No reason why we should get rid of him. He wants to be the highest paid player at the club. Apparently he's asked for £120,000, £130,000 a week. Tammy Abraham won't come cheap on cheap wages. Brozier probably won't come on cheap wages neither. So go with what you know. Possibly not going to give him 120, 130,000 pound a week. Come to an agreement and keep Calvert-Lewin. Push on next season with him.
Agreed. Let's talk about new owners, and because we have been doing this, and we spoke about Downing and Bell's bid, and we spoke about leverage on the club, and we've spoken about other potential opportunities. But I want to delve into the other bid now. You know, the guy that I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to sit here and try and do it. Okay, so but you all know who I'm on about. He's offered a £400 million bid unleveraged, which we mentioned yesterday, but more details came out today around, you know, there being a Saudi prince, American investors. It's all of a sudden sounding quite attractive, this offer, this bid. There's no debt on the club, is my understanding. If I was lining up the bids on the table, I'd go through pros and cons, obviously, which Moshiri's doing. But I'm struggling to see a con with that one at this moment in time.
Totally agree. He's backed by, again, the name we both can't say, but he's backed by a member of the Saudi royal family. He's backed by an American fella. He's coming in, basically reading between the lines. If we're wrong, let us know. £400 million to Mr. Moshiri. There you go. See ya. They're going to sort the debts out. They'll sort the stadium out. There's no debt going onto the stadium. When you look at the Bell Downing deal, that apparently is progressing. Which is what we spoke about last night on the video, it looks like they're going to put some sort of debt on the stadium. We don't really want that. If you've got an opportunity for someone to come in and not put any debt on the stadium, pay Moshiri off, sort the rest of the financial situation out, you go with that. And that one that we're talking about now is starting to look more attractive to me than the Bell and Downing one. We were very, very excited about that deal with the two Everton fans. But again, as you quite rightly say, when you read into them, pros and cons, there's a lot more pros, in my opinion, with the Saudi royal family interest with the other fella that, you know, who we're on about. So for me, that's the one I'm excited about now.
Yeah, and then there is the other one from the Roma owner. Again, can't pronounce his name, but you know, he's apparently worth £6.1 billion. Wants to add Everton into his multi-club model, which again, I don't have issues with these multi-club models. I really don't, but I do think it'd be interesting to see the difference between how he perceives Roma and how we would perceive Everton. Because in my mind, although Roma technically, as of right now, you know, European football, fairly decent pedigree in Italy, blah, 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 and Everton have been off it now for a while, I still think Everton are a bigger club.
Well, they play in a bigger league. There's no two ways about that.
That's what I mean. There's a bigger opportunity with Everton.
Well, listen, there's a bigger opportunity. There's a brand new stadium on the horizon. We're in the Premier League. You know, it's a sleeping giant, if we can say that. You know, it's been very, very quiet. It's been asleep for a long, long, long time now. And these people are looking at it now thinking, do you know what? I'd like to be part of that. I'd like to get Everton back to their former glories, which is what we spoke about last night. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long, long time to do that. But when we're linked with these sort of people who want to come in and buy Everton Football Club, you know, they'll all have pros and cons, as you said, but there's good money behind them all. Yeah. And that is the big thing for me. There's big money behind them all. We spoke about this. The big thing for me is them coming in and running the club properly and bringing their own people in. Now, if he is in charge of a club like Roma, who are consistently in Europe, consistently challenging, they've signed some good players, they've had some good managers. So obviously he knows what he's doing in the football side of his portfolio. So again, that's an interesting one. But we will have to see what decision Moshiri makes. And we've said this before. Let's hope he makes the right one for the club and not just for himself. Because at the end of the day, with the amount of money that these people have, Moshiri's going to come out of this okay. He's going to come out of it okay. He's not going to come out of it skint. You know, we spoke a few times on here saying, Moshiri just wants away now, and is he going to walk away with nothing? Because 777 has already paid part of the money that they were going to buy the club for, 220 million, instead of him taking it out of his own pocket. But that's by the by now. So Moshiri is going to want as much money as he can. And these different investment groups are probably going to give Moshiri a different sum of money. But the one we've just spoke about, the second lot, they're just going to pay him off 400 million straight away. The other people might come in and give him money straight off, you know, and sort the rest of the financial situation out. So he has a decision to make. But the Roma model for me is quite exciting one, because obviously he knows what he's doing. Now, when we're looking at these groups of people and we're saying it looks like they all know what they're doing in their own little way, he has to make the right decision, Moshiri.
Yeah.
He's not going to please everyone. He's not going to please every Everton fan, because I see Everton fans on social media still want Bell and Darwin with the Dell investment behind them. Then we've been linked with the Saudi, some of them the royal family, which, listen, they have a bottomless pit of money, and he's already got a berth right next to Bramley Moor for a super yacht to park up. So, you know, he's already sorted on that side of it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting this week. I think from Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we're going to start hearing that Moshiri's whittled it down now, and obviously he wants talks with the people who's left and in with a chance of acquiring Everton Football Club. But listen, as I say, he has to make the right decision.
This has been different to normal with Everton. I've always personally sat there and gone, if you want the most money or you want the most exposure, you tell the world what your plans are, and you do this. And by Everton essentially now being a Dutch auction, who's going to go higher? How's the deals going to be structured? Moshiri's going to end up with more money. We're going to end up with more transparency about people who want to own our football club. So we're happy. And I've seen that the FAB have written an open letter to all of the potential buyers. Now, if I'm being honest, I've read the letter, and I don't know if I would have wrote it so early. It's not a dig at them at all. You know, the work that they've done for the club is amazing. But I might have held off until we'd started to hear news about things being whittled down, because I don't know whether it's a bit of a worry that somebody new is coming into the club, and although he's having to appease the owner, who he needs to agree a financial settlement with, and a set of fans that, let's be realistic, apart from Downing and Bell, the guys probably don't give a toss about us just yet. You know, they'll get to know us, they'll get to fall in love with us as they come to the games. So I almost don't want to put them off. It's almost like having a conversation with your girlfriend and she says, I love you, after a date. I don't know whether it was a bit too forward.
Yeah. I mean, listen, as you quite rightly said, they've done a fantastic job on behalf of Everton fans as well as themselves over the past couple of years, you know, and they've got the meetings that we've all wanted to hear, and we've all wanted to see where the club's going and how the club's being run and what's next, what's around the corner. You know, they've gone there and been given answers, and they've shared them with the Everton fans. So this is no way, shape or form a dig at them, but we just don't want to upset the apple cart yet. Will they upset the apple cart and put potential buyers off? Probably not. You know, I think these are business people. These have made a lot of money. I don't think a group of people, and this is no dig, again, at the fan advisory board, I don't think anyone will put them off. If they're really, really, really interested and they really want this club, they'll do their best to get it. They will do their best to get it, whoever that may be. Just wants to say to you, though, carrying on from that, it's interesting that the positivity now that we're feeling, the videos that we're doing are positive. We've seen that in the comments. People are commenting saying it's nice to see us smile.
And the views and the new subscribers. So thank you very much. Yeah,
the views are smashing it. I didn't know whether that's because I was doing more videos, but apparently it's not. It's such a different feeling, you know, the feeling we had when 777 were in the running to acquire the football club that we all love. Now, their period's finished. and we're being linked with these billionaires, and all of a sudden there's a lot of them coming out the woodwork. And it's such a different feeling that we're all getting now, because we were all on a down, we were feeling downbeat, and, we were miserable because we were in all kinds about 777. And this is just a different kettle of fish now, the way Everton fans are feeling over these people who are potentially wanting to buy the club. They're filling us with excitement, and again, say it again, we're not going to get our club back overnight. We're not. It's going to take quite a while. But it'll be direction, and that's all we have ever wanted. When Moshiri started going tits up with Usmanov, and we seen the financial situation that the club was in, and we were struggling, and it's affected us all. So for this many super rich groups of people to now be interested in our football club and want to buy our football club and do their best to restore some passion in the club and some clarity and run it like a business, it's good for us, and it makes us feel better, and we're happier in ourselves, because at the end of the day, we all know now that this has gone too far now for it all to go tits up and to put us back in the situation we were with 777 and before them under Moshiri. These groups of people are going to come in, and look, one of them will buy them. We might not have even heard of the buyers yet. There might be somebody else tomorrow. There could be somebody else tonight. But it's becoming an auction now. And who would have thought 12 months ago that we could sit here and say there's an auction for Everton Football Club?
Yeah,
so it's
positive, You're right. And the other thing I would mention as well, and it's important to mention this, is we have been doom and gloom now for probably the last 3 years, haven't we? It's been horrendous the last 3 years. But when you actually sit there and think about where this club could be, Aston Villa were in the Championship 6 years ago, and they've just qualified for the Champions League.
Yeah. And this is why I say it's not a quick fix, Michael. It's not a quick fix. But if you get the right people on board with the money and the right people in the club running it properly, Aston Villa, as you quite rightly say, are a perfect example. Things can change. And I have a feeling, and I'm very, very positive, new grounds on the horizon. There's an auction. It can only be a positive for what we've been through the last 3 years.
I did a video about 6 years ago, and I remember the title of the video is "The Future's Bright, the Future's Blue." And I kind of feel like it could be like that now, John.
We didn't think it'd be 6 years, though, did we?
No. I thought we'd be league champions 3 times over by now.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I think in another month or so, you could probably put that header on another video. Yeah. That's how confident I am that I think the doom and gloom is hopefully a thing of the past. Listen, when you get these people in, these super rich people, when they've done their stay and they've done what they want to do, and they've pushed us up the league, and we might be challenging for European places. We might be getting to semi-finals, cup finals, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. Once
the these under 6s, under 7s, under 8s, under 10s, under 12s, under 15.
But once these people come in and they start pushing you to that, Everton become attractive again. Yeah. And that problem we've had, we haven't been attractive. And this is why at the early stages of this, it was only 777 who were after us. Obviously, as you quite rightly said the other night, Moshiri went to a company, is it Deloitte? Deloitte, and basically said to them, go and find some rich owners for Everton Football Club who will change the fortunes, and let me get away from the mess that I've created. Let me walk away with a bit of cash in my pocket. I think Moshiri's going to take a hit. I don't think he's going to come out with what he's put into the club. Not that. But when these group of people come in, as I was saying, and they push you up the league, and you start challenging for things, Everton become attractive again. So then there'll be other people out there with more money who will be interested in Everton when these people want to sell. So it can only be a positive. When you get people like this in your football club, it sort of snowballs to bigger and better things then. And that's when do start getting your club back, and you're not worrying about PSR points deductions, you're not worrying about relegation dogfights year on year. So it can only be a positive. But again, I will say it again, it needs sorting ASAP, because we need clarity. We all need to know what direction the football club's got to go in under the next owners. But also, Michael, we need to know as soon as possible who the new owners are going to be.
John, I think you've nailed it. I think you're spot on. I've got nothing else to add. I think you've smashed it, mate. Well done again. John on fire this week. The one thing you did mention there, that just to recap, is you mentioned about the football club being attractive, and you're absolutely spot on. And the best thing about it is that piece of advice, it comes from the best person, because you're not attractive. And
Your missus thinks I am.
She's the only one. And your mum.
One more question to finish the video on, if people are still watching. Whoever comes in, and I know this is a hypothetical question because we don't know, when these people come in with this much money, do you think they stick with a manager like Sean Dyche? I know it's hard to answer the question because we don't know what sort of people and what sort of group of people are going to come in. But do you think they give Sean Dyche the opportunity to work with these people, or do you think they go straight gung-ho and go for a bigger name?
I actually hope they give Sean Dyche time to at least give them advice.
We've been the biggest critics, probably on the YouTube Everton world, on this channel, against Sean Dyche. But we've also, in the past, given credit where credit's due. Sean Dyche, for me, has done a fantastic job at Everton. I will eat humble pie for when I've sat here and slagged him off. 2 points deductions and safe with 3 games to go. The man deserves a medal, and I would gladly put it round his neck, because he has. He's proved me wrong this season, and he's, you know, I'll give Sean Dyche all the credit in the world. Don't get me wrong, I've sat there and I've said his team selections are wrong. He's picked his favourite players. His substitutes can be a bit rubbish. But I've also give credit where credit's due, and I think he's smashed it.
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about a squad of players and a group of people coming into this club, I do look at that situation with Calvert-Lewin, and he got it right.
Yeah.
And that's the one for me that does it. He got it right. So, yeah.
But he's also improved players as well, Michael. If you look at the likes of Mikalenko, he's improved them. You know, he's actually probably still improving James Tarkowski. He's improved Branthwaite. He's made Branthwaite, or he's helped towards making Branthwaite the player he is today. So he's also done that side of it as well. So in my opinion, again, I'll eat humble pie. I think he deserves massive credit.
Yeah, I was just having a smell of my wife's new candle, which I didn't know we had. So, guys, we'll leave it there.
Smell your wife's candle.
Brilliant. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you share the link with all of your friends and say Mike and John have done yet another video with an absolutely outstanding thumbnail. Yet again, the thumbnails, I'm having so much fun making. I love it, I must say. Really, really enjoying myself. We've got new banners now, and we've got a logo done, and we've got the hoodies, t-shirts are coming soon. So yeah, we are cooking on gas, baby.
And next week you'll be spoiled, because I will be doing videos with Michael from my balcony in Spain
with his top off.